Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into something a little different but incredibly important. The 5 stages of feminist grief. You've probably heard about the 5 stages of grief, but what happens when an entire movement goes through it? Well, that's exactly what we're exploring today. And trust me, it's a fascinating journey. Stick around to the end for a full breakdown of what this means for society and individuals alike. Let's get into it. Denial. Now, denial is that first response to loss, the "this can't be happening" moment. In the context of feminist grief, this phase was when people refused to accept that traditional ideologies and roles were shifting. Instead of acknowledging that the world was changing, they doubled down. In fact, many were in complete disbelief. They might have thought, how could this be happening? Surely this is just a phase. But as the saying goes, denial isn't just a river in Egypt. It's that initial, instinctive reaction to avoid facing hard truths. They first tried to deny it was happening, often brushing off new ideas or trends with skepticism, but this only lasted for so long. The second stage is anger. After denial, when reality starts to sink in, emotions run high. Frustration, resentment, all of it comes pouring out. And in the context of feminist grief, this was directed at the so-called passport bros, or men who were looking elsewhere for traditional relationships. The anger was real. People were called names, insulted and dismissed. Remember the insults? The rage? Broke, dusty losers who nobody wanted anyway? Sound familiar? This was the emotional pushback as some attempted to defend their beliefs and identity. But anger, like denial, only gets you so far. Stage 3. Bargaining. This is where people started thinking, okay, if I just do this one thing, maybe everything will go back to normal. In feminist grief, we saw this with the soft girl era. Suddenly the tone shifted from aggression to a more subtle, softer approach. Remember those 2 weeks when the soft girl aesthetic was trending? It was a moment of negotiation, trying to convince the world that change had happened. But the thing is, bargaining doesn't work when the deeper issues remain unresolved. It's a surface-level attempt to fix what's broken, but as we've seen, it wasn't enough. The 4th stage, and one of the toughest, depression. At this point, the realization sinks in fully, and it's hard to avoid the emotional weight of the situation. For many, this was a time of sadness, hopelessness, and questioning. TikTok was flooded with videos of people admitting they felt lied to, that they didn't see this coming. The tears were real. This is the moment where people began to question, who really pushed this ideology? Who benefits from this? What's the agenda? But by the time these questions were being asked, it was often too late. Finally, stage 5, acceptance. This is where people come to terms with the reality of the situation. Acceptance doesn't mean everything is perfect or that there's no pain left, but it does mean acknowledging the truth and starting to move forward. And that's where we find many people today. We're seeing videos, blogs, and posts where individuals admit feminism didn't turn out the way we thought it would. Some even go so far as to say, "I will die alone, and I've accepted that." It's a somber realization, but it's an honest one. So there you have it, the 5 stages of feminist grief. It's been a complex emotional journey for many, filled with highs and lows. And while everyone's experience is different, these stages help us understand the broader conversation happening around feminism today. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives like this, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. Have you noticed these stages in the world around you? Let's get the conversation started.